It's week 2 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Jared Goff. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Lions and the Buccaneers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And how about that defense last week? They pitched a shutout, and it's really more like a no-hitter because they absolutely dominated that game from the opening whistle.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Well, the Bucs getting ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Baker Mayfield leading him out in his 2nd season as a Buccaneer and his 7th overall.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
First carry for Rachaad White. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Mayfield looks to throw. Staying on his feet. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Godwin, the motion man. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game, and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
We talk so much about how coaches script things, especially on offense, to start a season, to start a game, whatever it is. Could they have scripted a better start in terms of playing? Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC, and his team won their season opener.
Absolutely. Perfect start to the year, but all the talk was, hey, that was week 1. Now that's caught at the 25. A big play there for Detroit. 42 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And a short gain here down to the 22. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Flush to his right. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Badgley able to punch this one through. So when you factor in the safety, this now a 5-point swing.
And look, I'm not going to turn away a 5-point swing because 5 points, That's valuable. Don't get me wrong on this. But if they could have taken that safety and added 7 to it, now you're talking about a really big swing.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They'll get a do-over here after the safety to start the ball game. That was followed by the field goal a moment ago. So just a 5-0 game as they'll begin anew with a 1st and 10. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Palmer going to go in motion left. Mayfield to throw it. This is White on the screen. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Well, this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
And he fends him off. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He does.
Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they got the victory last week against the Rams, so some good momentum as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Goff now looking to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Detroit! Jamison Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays, the long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. They start the drive with White. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
In motion left goes a tight end. Opting to run again here with White. Muscling free near the 40. And this is going to be a Bucs 1st down as they'll take this up to the 38-yard line. Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Goff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight, planted their feet, and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Donovan Peoples-Jones from 21 yards away, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Goff looking to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And the formula there on the two-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. Well, this one taken in by Otten. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. They run straight ahead here with White. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Goff. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions continue to pull away here in this first half. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And that stretches the lead to 27. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
At their own 24-yard line.
Mayfield now. It's caught by Mike Evans. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Mayfield. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Marcus Davenport. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing. Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Evans. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Now Mayfield. Flush. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and it's the Colts who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. From there, we head south to Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And
well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Pushing his way through, and he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
Out of the gun, Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
That's good for the Lions.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Goff. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 8.
It's second and 8. After 27.
Here's Gibbs. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's good for the Lions.
Goff now to throw. And he's got it. And in for the Lions, touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Steps away. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Back now comes Tampa Bay. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. In motion goes the tight end. Goff now looks to throw, eluding the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Dancing to his left. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Aleem McNeil in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Kirby Joseph providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Play action. It's Goff. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. From the gun, here's Goff. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Lions are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. To throw, Mayfield. Under pressure, and down he goes. Marcus Davenport able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mayfield.
Here's White. They set up the screen. And we'll pause here for an injury. I believe that's a running back. Yeah, that's Rachaad White who's shaken up.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. In motion right is Evans. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Goff. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
It's Brian Branch with it.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And able to get this out to the 25.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it don't count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Mayfield looks to throw. Now Mayfield lost the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes? So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And this one is no good. He missed it. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was that they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Detroit, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.